I do the same for a 5, the same for 8, 15, no matter what it is. All I'm trying to do is get them to get the same feeling they're gonna feel. If I give them too much rest, it's not the same, because here's the reality. If they start that last 300 like this, it don't count. Because you're never gonna be running an 8 or a 15 or a 5K or a 400 and then get to the 200 mark and go and take off. So they're jogging to that last 100. They're tired. They're trying to get more rest. But I'm rushing them. I'm walking beside them in their ear, and they more trying to get away from me in their ear. And I'm like, we gotta get to this. You can't be in there. And they doing it. We got it. And then as soon as they get, I'm saying, start to run through it. And they run. Now you're mimicking it a little bit more. And whenever I do a workout like that, I film it. Now why? Because if you're like me, I remember when I first started running for the Santa Monica Track Club, I used to think Joe was crazy. He used to have us run 400s in practice. At the end, all out. And he's telling us these remarkable times. And at first I was hyped when I believed him. But you know, I go to the race, it wasn't adding up. So I'm like, man, this dude making up times, man. I mean, like, man, am I really running these times? And so I was. But some of us, we're so in our heads, and some of your athletes are like this. They have to see it, man. So what I do is when our athletes are doing something like that, I record it. I put the pressure on them. I say, you time it. And they'll see it, and they'll do it. And they will run faster in practice because they're more relaxed. Practice is a controlled environment. Racing is a chaotic environment. Practice, we're going to practice at 2 o'clock. We're going to practice at our track. You're going to practice with Elizabeth and Tom and John. I'm going to put you in lane 3. The weather is good. The weather's not good today. We're going to do it tomorrow. The weather is good. So the weather's good. You're in lane 3. You're against the people you know. They run well. And then y'all get to race and say, I don't understand. You heard every coach say this. They're walking around. Man, I don't understand. They train really, really good. And I don't know why they ain't running. Yeah, because in practice, it's controlled. In the meet, it's chaotic. If you have a LeBron James, it don't matter. I'm talking about the people most of us have, right? So what I try to do is make it chaotic. Make it as chaotic as possible, and then I time it, and then I film it. A lot of things I do, I did this once, and this is something. You got a 1500, 5K, 800, 4, it don't matter. I say, we're gonna run let's say I have an 800 meter girl. I've done this. We're gonna run, her best this is exactly what happened. Her best was 2:15. I said, we're gonna run an 8:50. Right? I put her with another girl that can run like 2:06, right? And I tell that girl that can run 2:06, I say, I want you to come through the 800 in 2:15. Because if you're 2:06, you can come through 2:15 in practice, right? And I tell a girl who's going to run 2:15, just stay as close to her as possible. And then I film it. Now here's what I do when this other girl didn't see me doing it. I tell the girl that can run 2:06, I want you to really come through like 2:12 or 2:10. I tell them a faster time. The numbers are not important. It's just faster than the other girl's PR, right? And I let a guy pace them. And I tell the guy who's pacing with the time, and I tell and I tell him before I go, I call out the first deuce, but I'm not calling out everything. If you're fine, you're fine. So they go. And they're coming through 65. And I just say, you're good. Now, why do I do that? Because if I say 65, the girl that only runs 2:15, she gonna shut it down. She gonna pull back. She gonna manifest dying in her head. Right? So I let her keep going. I come through, and I'm screaming the whole time. I have our teammates in different spots on the track. And they screaming. And lo and behold, they come through. And the girl who only thought she could run 2:15, she finished and she goes, did I make it, coach? And I'm like, you did all right. She say, what did I? I said, what do you think? I always ask them. And I ask them because I want them to identify their bodies, how they're feeling. And she, I don't know, I feel terrible. I'm lactated, I'm barely moving. I say, what do you think you came through in? She say, 2:15, 2:16. I say, no, you came through 2:11. No, there's no way. My best is on you came through 2:11. No, you just, we got it on video. She watched the video. I want her to identify how bad it feels. So that feeling that you're feeling is normal. See, we think, and some of the athletes think when they're feeling crappy and they're throwing up and you all that, they thinking something wrong. No, that's the feeling. Drakkon Cruz told me that once. He asked me, did I run distance? I said, yeah. He said, you do long runs? I said, yeah. He said, how long? I said, I go for about 10, 15, man. I said, how fast? I said, I go about, 6 minutes, 5:50. He said, you gotta go faster.